Yes, yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Department of Santaji Mahavidyalaya and Dr. Ambedkar College, we have organized online workshop on creative writing. We have with us all the distinguished academicians, our respected principal, Dr. Priya Vanzari Madam, respected principal of Dr. Ambedkar College, Dr. Mehere Madam, IQAC coordinator of Santaji Mahavidyalaya, Dr. Nihal Sheikh Sir, Professor and Head Department of English, Dr. Ambedkar College, Dr. Shailesh Bahadure Sir, and all the esteemed members of Department of English of both the colleges. We have invited for this creative workshop Miss Sahita Sonone, who is travelogue writer, novelist, short story writer, and poet. On behalf of Santaji Mahavidyalaya, Department of English of Dr. Ambedkar College and Santaji Mahavidyalaya, I welcome you all. First of all, I request Dr. Priya Vanzari Madam to say a few words on this occasion.
Good morning. Good morning, Shailesh sir. मेहरे मॅडम जॉईन झाले का?
नाही मॅडम, हे तुम्हाला लावायला
नाही, स्पीकर ऑन
नहीं, अभी आवाज नहीं आया.
Am I audible?
नहीं मैडम,
Yes, ma'am.
आपको ये लगाना पड़ेगा. ब्लूटूथ से कनेक्टेड होगा ना. हाँ, आप कर दो क्या ये?
हाँ.
ब्लूटूथ आप करो, ब्लूटूथ ऑफ.
I'm audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Clearly audible.
Okay. A very good morning to all. This is a goof up because Bluetooth devices generally don't adjust with my system. I, on behalf of Santaji Mahavidyalaya and Dr. Ambedkar College, would like to appreciate this creative writing workshop today, which is going to commence just now. And this idea of holding a creative writing, creativity, creative writing, creative storytelling, everything comes in this creativity ambit, was of our Department of English. And of course, Dr. Nihal Sheikh is in it. We all thought of this novel idea because we came across this very talented girl who is the star of today's this meet. I think we'll keep the discussion open afterwards. But let us see, this multi-talented girl has so much to say. She can write, she can enact, she can even give us a good prose and poem section. She has written novels. Am I true?
Yes, ma'am.
At a very young age. So it is indeed very prestigious for us, both the colleges. We at Shri Santaji Shikshan Vikas Sanstha, Santaji Mahavidyalaya and Dr. Ambedkar College are proud to host this creative writing workshop. Let us see if this is a success. Then we have more such projects in the pipeline. Such projects means where the children or the youngsters of a particular age group can come forward and express their talent, express their ability that they are. Of course, they have multi-talented in themselves. They are multi-talented. But what happens? Not having a proper platform creates hurdles. So let us see if today's workshop is a success and we can inspire at least 10 to 15 more her peer group members to write something, to say something today itself, or subsequently in the sessions which will follow. We'll deem that this is a successful event. Shailesh sir and Sunil sir have worked hard to make this creative writing a huge success. I'll extend my best wishes to all participating and of course to the star of our today's program. Her name, full name is Sanhita Priyadarshi Sonawne. It's such a nice name, no? It's something different. Can you tell me the meaning of this particular name? Sanita, you are online?
Yes, ma'am. I'm online. First of all, I would like to thank you for your kind words. It actually means a lot. And thanks a lot for providing me this opportunity, this platform for expressing myself. I am forever grateful. My name Sahita means code of conduct.
Sahita. It is Sahita.
Sahita,
Okay.
code of conduct.
Very good.
Yeah. So
Your name itself has a very deep meaning. We would really enrich from whatever you have to say today. So please, I will now hand over to Dr. Sunil sir. Thank you.
Her grandfather was a writer.
Okay.
Her father is also short
So
story
she
writer.
has it in her
Yes,
genes.
legacy.
Okay. All the very best for your future also.
thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, for your valuable inputs. Now I request Principal of Dr. Ambedkar College, Dr. Mehere madam, to say a few words on this occasion. मॅडम आहेत का? जॉईन झालेले आहेत? नाही नाही, मला वाटते अनम्यूट करावं लागेल. माझा आवाज नाही येत आहे का? हा, हॅलो, येतोय माझा आवाज?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You are
Sir,
audible.
Principal Madam hasn't joined yet.
We have with us
On behalf of Dr. Ambedkar College, I take this opportunity to express my gratitude for this activity. It's an activity under academic MOU with Santaji Mahavidyalaya Nagpur. And what I should say is I am really grateful to the entire team of Santaji Mahavidyalaya Department of English for organizing such a wonderful event for all of us. It's not only the teachers, but the postgraduate students and UG students of English literature too are going to receive a lot of benefits from these programs. I'm sure that the inputs which will shortly be shared by Sahita in this program, will be of immense help to all of us here. And last year, we had 1 or 2 programs on creative writing, and it was a very good response. So I expect this program today also nice happening to all of us here. We find that day by day, the syllabus prescribed by different universities are also changing in their nature and prescriptions. So creative writing is becoming one important element in the entire syllabus of UG and PG courses. And therefore, it's very important to acquaint students with the with such important academic events. And when you get a very young writer at this age to talk to the youngsters, I'm sure that we will have a lot benefits from this event. I'm very much thankful to for all of you there in Santaji College, because the entire arrangement is being made by you people only. I promise to have one more event which shall be entirely managed by Dr. Ambedkar College under academic MOU. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable insights. We have with us Dr. Nihal Sheikh, sir, IQC coordinator of Santaji Mahavidyalaya. I request Dr. Nihal Sheikh, sir, to say a few words on this occasion. Nihal, sir, over to you.
Hello.
Hello, sir. You are audible. Hello.
Ramteja sir,
Sir.
has the resource person joined?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She is very much there.
So I extend my best wishes to successful organization of this workshop on creative writing, jointly organized by Department of English of Santaji Mahavidyalaya and Dr. Ambedkar College. On behalf of Santaji Mahavidyalaya, I also would like to express my sense of gratitude to Dr. Ambedkar College for signing this MOU with us. And all of us are very excited to listen to Ms. Sahita Priyadarshini Sonwane, who is a budding travelogue writer, novelist, short story writer, and poet. So I wish that this program is going to be a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Before I ask Ms. Sahita to share her valuable insights, it is my duty to introduce her. It is a great pleasure that we have with us as a resource person Ms. Sahita Priyadarshi Sonwane, a young and accomplished writer who has been invited as a distinguished resource person and for our online workshop on creative writing. This workshop is a collaborative effort between the Department of English of Santaji Mahavidyalaya and Dr. Ambedkar College, Diksha Bhumi, Nagpur. Sahita Priyadarshi Sonwane's impressive credentials and literary contributions make her a valuable addition to our event. Sahita, in fact, is carrying forward the legacy of Sonwane family. Her grandfather, Vijay Sonwane, was a renowned writer and thinker who has given momentum to Ambedkarite literature. Her father, Priyadarshi Sonwane, is a good short story writer writing in Marathi. It's a proud moment for Sonone family that she is the real successor of their family. Sanhita Priyadarshi Sonone is a rising talent in the world of literature, showcasing remarkable accomplishment at such a young age. Born on the 14th of December 2002, she is currently 21 years old, exemplifying her dedication to the art of writing. Sanhita's literary journey has already seen the publication of several notable works spanning various genres. Her published works include Buddhist Pilgrimage Through the Eyes of a Teenager, a captivating travelogue consisting of 138 pages, which was first published on the 23rd of January 2019 at the Buddha Festival in Nagpur. Metanoia, a fundamental change of mind, journey of changing one's mind, is a thought-provoking code book published on the 27th of January 2020. So that film are nostalgia, that is characteristics of the Portuguese or Brazilian temperament, is a mystery novel that spans 182 pages, with the first edition published on the 6th of December 2020. Inara, a fantasy novel inspired by Greek mythology comprising 240 pages and published on the 14th of December 2020. Ionian, a collection of poems contained within 89 pages, published on the 29th of December 2020. Additionally, she has exciting upcoming novels, including The Quest, a fantasy novel delving into Egyptian mythology. She has also translated a collection of short stories written by her father in Marathi, titled Chilambo. Sanhita Priyadarshi Sonone's literary prowess is evident through her diverse body of work, which includes travelogues, novels, and poetry. Her unique perspectives and creative insights promise to enrich our creative writing workshop, offering valuable knowledge and inspiration to all participants. We look forward to welcoming Sanhita Priyadarshi Sonone as a resource person, and we anticipate an engaging and enlightening session during the workshop. Her presence will undoubtedly enhance the learning experience for all attendees, and we are eager to learn from her expertise in the field of creative writing. Now I request Sanhita to give an insight about her journey as a creative writer and share certain tips to students so that they get motivated to undertake the journey of creative writing. Over to you, Sanhita.
Thank you so much, sir. Before I begin, I would really like to extend my thanks to all the professors, Dr. Shailendra Bahadure, Dr. Sunil Ramteke, Dr. Mehere, and Dr. Priya Vansari ma'am for inviting me on this platform and providing me an opportunity to express myself. I'm really grateful to you all. I hope everyone is enjoying sound health and peace at heart. Today, this workshop, which is held on creative writing, will help, I hope, will help a lot of people and will encourage them and motivate them in order to write, which people usually tend to avoid. See, writing isn't a thing which one develops overnight. Writing is a skill which has to be developed over a period of time. No person has held a pen the first day and has written a masterpiece the very same day. It is very important to notice that it is very important to understand that it requires consistency and, let's say, interest as well, because one works efficiently when he or she has an interest in something. Today's workshop, I hope, will help people inspire as well as motivate them to write. Now let's begin with this session of creative writing, as well as what will be my take on creative writing, and I shall be providing few examples as well. Now it is now whatever I shall be sharing, it shall be divided into a few sections as well as under the few sections. That is, what is creative writing, how creative writing is important in today's for today's generation, and how to develop a habit of writing, and how it helps us as well as the society in general. When it comes to creative writing, the basic question which keeps bugging everyone is, what does it actually mean? My meager experience of writing forced me to think that creative writing is an art that allows us to express our thoughts, ideas, and imagination. It has the power to captivate, inspire, and transform both the writer and the reader. Our words, if used wisely and polished properly, have an incredible ability to shape the world around us. They can evoke emotions, spark revolutions, and create lasting impact. Every sentence we write has the potential to change someone's perspective, bring joy to their day, or provide solace during difficult times. But writing is a slow process, which grows at its own pace, which demands our patience, persistence, practice, determination, and dedication, along with vivid imagination. Any writing solely based on your creative imagination and your ideas that has an intellectual as well as emotional impact on your audience is creative writing. Now, creative writing can be of fictional, prose, poetry, fantasy, etc. Non-fiction as well. Our words have, if used properly, have the potential to inspire and transform the people. Any story or any idea or any thought you get, which you pen down, is the raw content. Refining this content.
Sahita, please. Hello. Sahita,
Yes, sir.
Please start your video.
Okay, sir.
You are not visible.
Am I visible now, sir? Sir?
Visible. You are visible.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, I actually got a little carried away. Now, it is also important to note that writing is a skill that has to be developed over a period of time, like I mentioned before. And it is the same way the river shapes the rocks, the humongous rocks in its path with its course over a period of time. The way a weapon is sharpened and made sure it is able to pierce through the toughest of shields. The way a kid learns to walk after several failed attempts of taking baby steps. It is the same way to jot down our imagination on a piece of paper. It is a skill that needs to be understood first, learned later, and then honed finally. Honing our skills is something that we keep doing throughout our life. Now, you might have a question that even imagination needs a basis. The answer is simple. Reading, and not just reading books, reading as in reading people, your surrounding, your nature in general. Reading and writing goes hand in hand. Either can't exist without other. We think of the best doers in the world, but we keep forgetting that reading and writing are also one of the best doers to exist. Now, how does reading helps us to write? Reading not only helps us with our vocabulary, but it also broadens our horizon. It also enhances our knowledge. It broadens our horizon. It gives us a firm perspective of looking at things. See, reading has helped people from turn pessimistic to optimistic. For the best example of this situation can be like a glass filled half with water. For a pessimist, it will always be half empty, but for an optimist, it will always be half full. So this optimistic perspective towards things can be achieved by reading as well as other things like meditation, like anything that gives solace to your mind, anything that provides peace to your mind. The second most important question while we begin to write is, why is creative writing important? The answer to this question is that creative writing helps us to think out of the box. Since it stimulates our brain to think out of the box, we get another solutions. Even in our day-to-day life, we get different solutions to the issues which we are facing. Once people start thinking of several possibilities for one situation, they get they get solutions to so many questions that are unanswered. I would provide an example. Wait a second. For instance, let's say among us, someone is writing a fantasy novel, and the basic requirement for writing a fantasy novel is world building. Now, this world building depends upon how strong your imagination is. Like any fantasy novel requires world building, whether it is a netherworld or underworld, or it is a utopian world. It requires characters, it requires a theme, a setting. Characters as in whether you want your character to be a ruthless emperor or a kind farmer, whether you want your antagonist to be to have a tragic backstory, or do you want him to have be, the sort of people that are born evil? That sort of things, it entirely depends upon your imagination and how well you weave the worlds, as well as how well you blow life into the characters. Now, this is developed after a period of time, after you have read several books, or after you've read several books, or after you have jotted down your imagination, after you are able to express what you think properly. My take on creative writing is that once a person starts to write, the first draft is always, the first draft will never be good enough. You see, like I said, no one ever held a pen and wrote a masterpiece the very first day itself. The first draft will be like not a perfect mound of clay. It has to be shaped in some time. It has to be shaped, given driv design sounds like a potter, how do I tell you this? We have to unshackle our imagination while we write something. You see, we have to let our thoughts run loose while writing. You don't have to think about, you have to put aside the lens of judgment. You have to put aside every other lens while writing something. Yeah, so whether we are writing a short story or a prose, a poem, or anything, we have to understand that we should be able to convey our thoughts clearly, specifically, and in a manner that the reader feels the same as the writer. You don't just have to tell what you are feeling, you have to show them. First job as a writer is simple one and a crucial one. We have to get our passengers on our train, our readers into our story. Only then we are able to transport them into our world. The second is the descriptions. They have to be vivid with the use of evocative language. The buildings, the cities, the landscape, the palaces, places, rooms, trees, etc. Each and every aspect of our fictional world needs to be convincing. They have to have an emphatic, solid, believable presence. So, and how does this creative writing helps people in general? You see, people are struggling with issues they don't talk about. Many people are afraid to talk about their problems, and due to the fear of being judged or something. The professional help is the greatest solution to this issue, but they can also turn to a blank page and paper to jot down what they are thinking, because doing so helps them trace the genesis of their problem. You see, diary writing and journaling has, which is currently in trend, is due to such reasons. Since people are struggling with many issues, mental issues, anxiety issues, depressive episodes, etc. People are turning towards writing, people are turning towards journaling, people are turning towards, expressing themselves, because it has become a really tough job to contain their emotions and feelings and issues, as it leads to many tragic incidents. Okay. Diary writing has helped me to write my first book, that was a travelogue, Buddhist Pilgrimage Through the Eyes of a Teenager. I actually went on a trip with my grandparents to Buddhist pilgrimage sites back when I was in 10th standard, and I used to jot down whatever I saw there. Sometimes I did not have adequate knowledge of what I saw there, so I just used to write a rough description of the place. And when I came back home, I studied in detail. I won't say like a researcher, but just as an avid reader and a curious person about the places I visited. And this diary writing was, this efforts of diary writing, this habit of diary writing later culminated into me publishing my first book in 2019. Dr. Sunil Ramteke sir was, I believe he was there on the on the occasion of Buddha festival. Followed was my journey of writing began there, and this journey is yet to be concluded, which will be after many years, of course. And I started writing quotes and poems, and my poems are not those, I still am a struggling writer. You can say I am still learning new things. I am making improvements in what I've written back then, since there is a maturity difference between how I write now and how I used to write then. So of course, if you will go through my books, you will come across several mistakes, or you will think the book is childish, or the quotes are childish or childlike. But I assure you that a writer's journey is a journey of improving all the time. We read other people, when we read others' works, we criticize them, we adore them, we take several things back along with after reading a book, you see. And then we start to weave our own story. How reading has helped me writing is that whenever I used to read a short story, or whenever I read any book, and if the ending for me was not good enough, I used to think of other possible endings, you see, how it could have been better, or how the characters should actually have been, how they should have acted. And this is where reading sows the seed of writing in someone's mind. Later on, when it becomes a little too much to contain, you start to write it down. Okay, so that's what exactly happened back in 2020 when I wrote Sordid, The Presence of Absence. It's a novel based on the castles of Scotland. I used to read about Scottish and Irish fairy tales during the entire pandemic year, and it inspired me to write a novel. And same happened in case of Inara. Actually, my hobbies include reading and researching on mythological ancient civilizations and mythical creatures, and writing articles about them. And and my favorite mythologies of all world, out of all the mythologies from the world, my favorite include Greek and Egyptian. So I've thought of writing a story on Greek mythology, in which in Greek mythology, everyone portrays Ares as the evil person, or Ares as the most feared or most evil antagonist of the Olympians. I wanted to weave a story around him and provide another perspective to and provide another, shed some light on his life. That's what happened when I wrote Inara. And currently I'm actually working on a novel. I am yet to decide, I am yet to complete it, but I shall be completing it soon. The title of that novel is The Quest, and it is based on Egyptian mythology. See, writing has helped people over the years, over centuries, to be very honest. The 95 thesis of Martin Luther started the Protestant Reformation back then. The religious and political backdrop and social backdrop of this situation is of this reference that back then Latin was the language of the language in which Bible was published, and commoners couldn't read this language, and since they couldn't read the Bible, they couldn't understand. Since they couldn't read the Bible, they did not know what was actually their religion saying, or what the or how the book distinguished between good and evil, and thus the papal authority exploited the people. All during this time, Martin Luther published his 95 thesis, and thus began the Protestant Revolution. As a matter of fact, writing has started revolutions in the world. The French Revolution, which was the culmination of people's discontent, it was writings of Voltaire, Rousseau, etc. Other great personalities of that time. Their writings, Thomas Paine, their writings have acted as a catalyst in overthrowing empires, as well as you see tyrants. And that's why I think creative writing, or poems, anything inspires people, influences people, provides them a new perspective of looking at things. And that, I think, is the most important thing about creative writing. How creative writing helps the society in general. It's the same way. Once we start writing, first we write for ourselves, then we start honing our skill. First we write for improving our writing skill, then we start writing for our own enjoyment, and later, when we become a veteran, let's say, we start to write up for the people. We start to write for the people. We feel like we should inspire people. We feel like we should help them, or make them aware of differences between right or wrong. The example of this, you see, how writing helps the society in general, is all the writers who write in their vernacular languages, so that their works is better understood by the local people, or the people who can't always read in English. It has given people hope. I will say writing has given people a hope to that, because it allows people to think that a change can always happen. Since what they used to think wasn't a refined, wasn't like a refined object. Let's say one person has thoughts, one person has many thoughts, and someone else with the same thoughts or with the same ideologies comes and sits with him and discusses all the things. That person gets hope that yes, there are many people who think like me. It's the same way writing works. And I believe I'd like to conclude my session here. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and providing me this opportunity. And especially, I would like to extend my thanks to Dr. Sunil sir for this, for suggesting my name to all the dignitaries present here. Thanks a lot. I'm forever grateful.
Thank you very much, Sahita. It's a pleasure listening to you. Uh, and we are very thankful, we are very grateful to you for uh, sharing your valuable insights about creative writing. Okay. Now I request Dr. Swati Gade Madam to extend formal vote of thanks. Dr. Rode, sorry, Dr.
Swati
Gade
Gade.
Madam. Swati
Yes, sir.
Gade
Thank
Madam.
Thank you, sir. I hope I am visible as well as I'm audible. Okay. Gratitude is the essence of life. Today, I feel fortunate to get the opportunity for extending the vote of thanks here. First and foremost, I thank our principal madam for her valuable and ceaseless guidance in all the initiatives that are undertaken in the college. I owe great gratitude to Dr. Bhumi Mehere ma'am, Principal Dr. Ambedkar College, Nagpur, for her esteemed presence and guidance. I also thank Dr. Shailesh Bahadure, Professor and Head, Department of English, Dr. Ambedkar College, Nagpur, for gracing the occasion and his invaluable inputs. I extend a grateful, heartfelt thanks to Miss Sanhita Priyadarshi Sonavne, who is a travelogue writer, a novelist, a short story writer, poet, all blended into one personality. She can safely be called as a versatile personality. And I hope our students have got valuable inputs from whatever she said. I also thank Dr. Nehal Sheikh sir, coordinator IQAC Santaji Mahavidyalaya. I would be feeling in my duty if I don't thank Dr. Sunil Ramteke sir for comparing the program. I also thank Dr. Neeraja Hardas ma'am and Vidya Banait ma'am for the technical assistance. Last but not the least, I thank all the people who directly or indirectly worked hard to make the program a success. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Over to you, Ramteke sir. Ramteke sir, are you there?